her bio, what are some of the bullet points you want me to talk about? With Bob, we do our Zoom meeting, and said, okay, so what are some of the bullet points? And she's like, oh, no, just, have a little capital group, and I'm an optometrist. That's it. Okay, all right, I got that. I'll see you at the meeting. She goes, oh, by the way, and she went on for like 15, 20 minutes. I literally went and I made a sandwich while she's going on about how great she is. This lady is literally, she gave me like 5 names to call her. She's been, is it knighted? She's been knighted for her philanthropic work. So she's actually Dame Dr. Hua Win. Because they're saying Dr. Hua Win was up. So she's Dame Dr. Hua Win. Literally is knighted. She's also known as Lady Gemma. Is that right? Lady Gemma.
That's right.
Okay. Don't know the story behind that, but okay. But what I like about her is that her company's Blackstone Investments. She has 27 apartments, over $600 million assets under management. What I love about what she does and what her model is, as capital raisers, oftentimes we try to cast a massive wide net and see what fish we can bring in. She does the opposite. She has this a smaller net, but those investors within that net, within her group, are just loyal to her. They know her. She knows them. So there's a much deeper, more meaningful relationship. So it's a boutique company that she has. So with Blackstone. So super excited. She's going to be talking about relationship capital. So Chris, are you ready? Hit it, man. Come on, Dave. Come on.
You made it happen. He goes, what song do you want as your intro song? I said, I want This Girl Is on Fire. Thank you, everyone. Yesterday was such a heartfelt day, and I thank you guys, everybody, for what you did. And, we have had so many amazing speakers sharing all the strategies on capital and, the financial capital side of things. And I know, Tim with the marketing and all the systems and automations and strategies. I wish when we got started in our real estate journey that we had a program like that you were offering, to have systems and we had to figure it all out. And so I really want to share our journey on where we were, how we got started into the real estate space. But I want to know how many in here are interested in raising capital but actually have not raised yet. Could you raise your hand for me? So it's a good, probably 25% of the room. So I will share kind of the inside tips on kind of our own journey, because honestly, Jaime and I, where are you, lover? So that's my AKA lover, but he's my business partner and life partner, and I can't tell you enough how we've been able to grow and scale, and we know a lot of our colleagues and friends and partners in here who've kind of seen our journey, and people get confused, and they're like, you're an eye doctor. How did you grow a portfolio, and how are you so active into the real estate space? And so I want to share kind of what we've learned in our own journey and what real estate has really done for us, and the relationships that have cultivated and that we've nurtured and have become friends and partners. And so we look for people to do life with, and like yesterday, the philanthropic of the wide impact of what we're able to create together collectively. That was a proven model yesterday of all the hearts. And I love Hero because it's heart-centered. And so that is our business model, and I think that's our life model. And so sometimes we get so busy in the doing this, being busy, that we forget the human connection, the core, the inside. And I'm going to take you kind of the inside steps of the person that I had to become to be where we are. I had to change in the mindset and the strategies, and I want to share that with you guys today. Okay. Which button is it? Middle? I got it. So this is my husband, Jaime, and I. We've been together for 18 coming up October is our 14th wedding anniversary. So we are life partners, and this little girl here, her name is Athena. She just turned 9 years old. But the reason we started into our real estate journey was because of that little girl. It took us 9 years to get pregnant, and being a mom has been the biggest blessing in our lives. And although I grew up, Tim shared his journey of the immigrant story. My parents were those on the boat fleeing Vietnam from the war. I was born in the refugee camps in Vietnam. In the Philippines. So I came into the States when I was 8.5 years old. I grew up in the projects of New Orleans in a $3,000 trailer, okay? And so I was in 13 different schools before I was in the 5th grade in New Orleans. And so learning how to adapt and really freedom was what I was seeking, right? And living the American dream. To stand here today before you, I would never even possibly imagine that this would ever be, I thought ever becoming a doctor was going to be like the epitome. Nobody in my family was a doctor. My mom never even went to school, right? And so I started working by age 10 in the restaurant business. And so I can peel shrimp and roll egg rolls and debone chicken better than anybody in here, trust me. But I've built up the work ethic. I knew how to work with people. I understood people, and I'm very compassionate, and I can connect with people because I was in the service industry at a young age. And when you work at a very young age and you move from country to city, you learn to connect with people on a very deep level. And so it doesn't matter where I am in my journey, I always remember where I came from and the people who have helped me along that journey. And so I encourage you to do the same. And when you look at units, it's nothing to, we all know syndications, it's a sliver of this, right? But at the end of the day, when I die, when I lay down, the number of the doors and the money is not what I want to be remembered for, right? I want to be remembered for being kind, for helping others, for creating a difference. And so when we talk about, oh, I forgot, I'm sorry. This is part of my family. That is Coco. So my husband said, if we can't have another child, can you at least give me a dog? He asked me for 18 years. He finally got his dog. So that's Coco. These are some of our properties. I will kind of walk through some properties, but I want to tell you the power of the relationship capital because, we wouldn't have been able to get any of these assets. And I'll give you some stories of what I mean by just a deep and meaningful relationship. So Jaime and I, optometrists for 18 years, we have 2 private practices. We're really good as a clinician. But when you go into real estate, we started in 2015, no clue how real estate worked. So we went on Bigger Pockets on Facebook, started reading, going all these different podcasts, trying to learn the industry. And there's so many different asset classes, and there are so many ways of doing real estate. But when you don't know, you're just trying to figure the steps out. And so we did it the hard way. We bought land in Belize, hired an architect, built from ground up construction. It was our vacation home. We named it after our daughter, Athena. And we short-term rental. And then we started buying more land, and then did a hotel syndication and learned about multifamily syndication back in end of 2017. And so that's where our journey was like, wow, we can actually collectively collaborate and bring money together. But you know what the pain point was? Raising capital involves other people's money. And that was a big hurdle for me because I'm like, if it's my money, I can do it all day, every day. Like, I can risk my money, but when it's other people's money, that was a huge block for me. 5 years ago, if I ever went to a conference like this, I would sit in a corner and hope and pray nobody would come and talk to me. Because I was so shy, so introverted, did not feel like it was an authentic relationship going around passing business cards. It was very difficult for me to get into the multifamily space and network. And that was a big hurdle, and so my self-development journey really started the same time that our real estate journey, because I knew if I wanted time freedom to spend with my daughter and to have the time flexibility, I needed to change from within out. And so I started my journey with Tony Robbins. I started following Les Brown, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Brendon Burchard, Ed Milet, and all these people to start kind of growing from within to build the confidence, because what I was lacking was the confidence and loving myself enough to know that I was good enough to go out. And when I heard people speak on stage talking about all these millions and billions and all their success stories, it didn't resonate with me. It did not resonate with me, because I'm like, yeah, well, how can someone like me ever get to someone like that? There is no way. And it's like, yeah, I hear it, but tell me this, like, what did it take to get there? And it was hard for me to understand that. But as I started building self-confidence and building relationships within these ecosystems and started changing the people that I was surrounding myself with, that had the positive mindset, that was uplifting me in spirits, that were giving me the resources and sharing the strategies,